quickly because I got it approved and we're gonna go do something. I mean, we'll be done by 8 or 8:30, right? And I kind of led to this line of conclusion, and my wife just kind of starts staring at me, and her eyes starting to narrow, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just mentioning that it's happening. I'm not gonna do it until next week."
Ah, God. What the hell's going on? Oh my God, so much feedback.
Well, I was gonna say, what did you
do?
That was all the feedbacks.
It's that Chris Farley line in Tommy Boy was like, "What'd you do?"
I fixed this.
When he breaks the door.
Yes.
I promise I won't be too obnoxious.
That was Tommy Boy, right?
Yeah, it was. I love that movie. God.
It's a good movie.
There's a line that he does where I totally agree with it as somebody who has like ADD and such, and just sometimes is doing something and you don't know why you're doing it. Where they're in the factory and he looks at Tommy Boy, he's like messing with the ninja. He's like, "Tommy, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I was just working. I'm retarded." And he just walks away.
Yeah, that's a good part of that movie. I like that one.
Meanwhile, the new guy's in the back just puking his guts out. Oh, you got the kids are screaming in the back like, "Dad, Dad!" Oh.
Man, that movie. It is a wild movie.
It's a great thing that is that movie. Why am I watching commercials on my own goddamn stream?
Because it's always
because you're not logged in as TFG, probably, right?
Yeah. No, well, I don't log in as TFG yet. I mean, because I can't.
Danny says he's on in a few.
Derision.
Yeah. And now we will throw our heads back in laughter.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I was telling Adam about 30 minutes ago, we got another email from the school that there's another COVID case, but this time in 3rd grade. So now we're one away from the magic number to close down for 2 weeks.
I'm with Adam. Why the hell did it not just they just not decide okay, let's just ride this out until just finish the spring semester and then start in fall.
Well, we're on trimesters.
What?
We're on trimesters.
All right, we'll finish the year and then try again in fall.
I just wanted to see Dom's face when I said trimesters.
I know you're all working with kids, but knowledge ain't a baby.
And the other thing is the parents want their kids in school.
Mm.
That's...
I understand. That I get.
I mean, I do too.
You could be like, I have an immune disorder, therefore I should stay at home, but my kids can go in.
Right.
And go to the school that I teach at.
And then when there's the 3 COVID cases and they have to come home, for my own good, I'm going to work from school where nobody's there.
Yeah. Or I demand that you pay for my hotel room and hotel room fees for the next month because you can't put a price on my life.
I want hazard pay. Sir, you work at home? Yes. Exactly.
I saw an article that a number of Ralph's, Lowe's, and Trader Joe's are. This might have been embellished because all I got was the headline, but a number of stores, based on the area that they're in, are forced to shut down because of a $4 hero pay, it was like a force.
It's just Kroger.
Is it just Kroger?
Just in Long Beach. Because Trader Joe's has been giving the hero pay the entire time.
Yeah, because Trader Joe's actually manages their business well.
And they actually care about their employees.
Yeah.
Costco cares about their employees. They pay them really well and give them full benefits.
Yeah, that's why people totally work at Costco and it's legit. What is it? I remember even reading last year because of the pandemic, Trader Joe's saw unprecedented profits because people were bulk buying regularly.
Yeah.
And hell, we bulk buy, but we have a small family, so we go through that shit in a week half the time.
Bulk buy that alcohol from Trader Joe's.
Jesus Christ, I gotta. But actually, the alcohol is where Trader Joe's is pretty damn affordable so long as you stick to food.
Their alcohol's not bad, but you got to buy what's on sale.
That's true, and the thing is, you can't consider that part of your grocery bill, or else it just shoots the fucking roof. It's just insane.
Yeah, and then your wife gets mad at you.
Well, but then I come home and there's 6 Gap bags, so I'm like, what is?
You know what I like? I like their Trader Joe's brand beers.
The Trader Jose is like one of the best cervezas I've ever had.
And then the Bavaria one too.
Oh shit! Which one was that? Trader Jose Dark?
No, it's not. It's a Bavarian beer, so it's not Trader Jose. It's Trader, like, I don't know, Heinrich Himmler or something.
They named. I have a hard time believing that Trader Joe's named their beer after fucking Heinrich Himmler. Oh yes, this is our Heinrich Himmler Bavarian Ale next to our Hermann Göring lagers, to be complemented by Goebbels Gobbly Delights of chocolates.
I mean, they have Trader Giotto's, like that's Italian.
No, it's not.
They claim it is.
Giotto is not. No, okay. I'm gonna fucking Google this to make sure I'm not talking out of turn. Giotto. Okay, it was an Italian painter.
I made
it was an Italian painter. There's like 5,000 of them. Big whoop.
I made the Trader Himmler joke and we lost a viewer.
I was about to be like, wait, aren't we the only ones viewing it right now? Which one of us quit the stream?
Probably Danny.
Yeah, Danny was like, and I'm out. 2 white guys talking about Nazis. I'm gone.
Hey, at least we're talking about dead ones and not real ones or wanting to, be real ones at the U.S. Capitol.
As a current white male, I am going to not say anything further on this topic and just drink.
All right, do you want me to count you in, Adam? We can put the people out of their misery.
Oh.
Yep, it's just back to us again.
Oh, wait, if he jumps in, is it going to stop recording?
No, if he jumps in, it should just pick him up and go.
But
if it does, I can just restart it.
Okay.
We'll get it in post.
You can what?
I said we'll get it in post. It's an expression.
Go ahead. Oh my God.
Adam's already just gearing up to just lay into me. He's like, "Year of Tom. Year of Tom."
You are exceptionally drunk loud right now.
Okay. Do you want me to move the microphone away a little farther? Does that help you?
I don't think it's going to help because you'll forget. And John knows what I'm talking about because I can see him smiling over there.
This is going to be a good show. I'm not going to have to do anything.
Whenever you're ready.
All right, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of TFG Radio. As you can see or hear right now, I'm with Tom.
Hello.
Birthday boy Tom.
Well, not quite, but
and, well, close enough.
Close enough.
And John on the Wheels of Steel. Danny should be with us shortly, but here's hoping, I guess.
John, are you just going to be just silently guffawing this entire episode, just like, ha! Like no other commentary?
Maybe.
I believe so.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
I'm a fan of this.
It's that or I'm going to
like I said,
every turn possible.
Like I said, Danny will be with us shortly.
I'm just going to queue up sea shanties and play sea shanties at every possibility.
But it's been a busy couple of weeks.
What?
Last time we were on, we mentioned the previews. They didn't turn out how we had hoped, or at least how I hoped.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't a Porphyrion-sized night. It was some stupid night for some stupid game nobody plays.
It was a new Titan class that they made up that's actually bigger than the Warlord Titan. So if the Warlord Titan's as big as
is it one of the ones that Sanguinius flew through in that ridiculous scene from Saturn
9? No.
I'm sorry, Blood Angel players, but that was a stupid scene.
See, actually, okay, I'm gonna go on record for saying I love that scene, and you're going to come to agree with me, and here's why. Because Sanguinius goes through, and he fucking murders a bunch of Titans because he's like, I can't die. And he just kicks so much ass that even his own chapter's like, we've never seen him kick so much ass. And then that entire sequence ends with Sanguinius realizing he got outplayed by Horus, who never even fucking showed up. And then has this moment of, like, shitting his own pants of, like, oh, Christ, Horus is such a better general than I am.
No, that wasn't the spot where the
No.
was going to show up.
But the whole point is that whole thing builds up Sanguinius to make him look like this just badass who's accepting his fate, and then he realizes, oh fuck, it didn't matter what I did, because Horus outplayed me, and he didn't even show up. And not because Horus was supposed to, it was just the guy didn't even put set on system, and I still lost to him. And that was like a whole insult.
Spoilers.
I mean, I don't know, maybe.
Well, but
if like, the dude can fly through a Knight Maniple and a Titan Maniple, I mean, how does he not beat Horus? Come on.
Listen. At least Karn had to actually go inside the Reaver Titan to kill it.
True.
Oh, Karn.
And kill all the crew.
I like the one Wordbearer novel where the Wordbearer Terminators sit and wait, like in the valley, and as the knight walks by, they all jump on the legs and start going into the doors on the legs.
Yeah,
right of the Warlord Titan. And as they go up, they keep putting melta bombs as they climb, so that eventually blows up. But they're still inside. But because they're Terminators, it doesn't matter. It falls over. Yeah. They're still alive.
Get wrecked.
See, that's why it's better than the Sanguinius sequence.
I just, come on.
I mean, Horus is just that much better. It's just as simple as that.
He's not.
Yeah.
He beat Sanguinius.
Where's my F button? Or my X button for doubt. I need my X. I'm really interested to see how they write that, actually.
With the throne, throne scene.
I'm interested to see if they write it as Sanguinius wounds him and allows himself to be killed, or Horus allows himself to be wounded, or Horus's wound from Lehman Russ is what makes him move the Vengeful Spirit down into teleport range. Like, I'm really interested to see that in like 87 years when they're done with the next 6 novels.
It's weird. Well, they're already on number 5, so.
How many of the Siege of Terror are going to be?
8.
I think 10. Oh, I thought it was 10.
No, it's 8. It's 8 main ones. Like the Fury of Magnus is a novella.
Great.
It's a filler.
Which is a filler. So
we have 2 more main novels and 42 novellas before we get to the end.
Yeah.
And the last novella is going to be The Vengeful Spirit. The Bridge of the
Magnus one is really good. You should read that one, John. You'd like it.
I downloaded it already on Audible. But I'm in the middle
I still have to read it.
I never did the one, because remember I had to ask you guys, I never did the one where Dorn kills Alfarius on Pluto.
Oh, that
one is so good.
Yeah, and that one I didn't do.
And it also is like,
so I downloaded that one, and I've been listening to it while I build my Arrakis, Archaon, whatever the hell that knight is. Mm-hmm. The knight with the flamer and the sword, the chain fist. Acheron, or Acheron, however you want to say it. So I've been building that one in the Lancer, and so I've been listening to it while I do that, and then I'm going to have to get the Space Wolves out to paint, I think, because I'm running out of things to build. No, I'm running out of things I want to build.
Right.
Because I have plenty of things to build, and I'm like, I don't want to build any of this crap.
Yeah, like I've said before, I'll say it again. I'm a motivation painter, so like I can build things because it's I like building things. It's fun too. But then when it comes to painting them, I have to have something I'm going for. And so I was actually telling Adam this last night, where it's like now that California started to open up again, and the idea of like getting more games in maybe in the future, that's something to look forward to. But honestly, I just don't even know where to start. Like, I don't know if I should focus on something I've already done. Like, you know, I'm in a weird spot basically, and it's hard for me to commit to something.
Yeah, but in regards to the Siege of Terra, it's weird how they do the throne room scene basically, because I've read it before in previous. You know, this is fluff from like 20, 30 years ago.
With that giant Horus Heresy Chronicles book.
They did like a full 2-page layout, you know, basically describing what happened, and I can't remember them mentioning like Sanguinius doing anything to the armor, and the Imperial Guardsmen doing the chink in the armor was just something they added. You know, they never really described. It's just a legend about the Imperial Guardsmen. So I don't know what how they plan to do it in regards to, like you said, and like you mentioned earlier. So Lehman Russ has already put like a chink in the armor, so that wasn't that Sanguinius' job.
No, not the chink. Lehman Russ wounded him, right? So that's like a chink in his like his persona, because like when he wounded him, he had like moments of clarity, right, or callback to his previous self. And so the idea is that wound what's going to cause him to make the mistake of moving the vengeful spirit down into range of the teleporters, because he doesn't need to do that. He does it as a mistake. Right?
Well, he does it
doing it on purpose.
He does it on purpose because in the original fluff, anyway, we'll see what they do with the story, and they've already made mention of it in the books. The Ultramarines and the Dark Angels are on their way, so he has to basically finish the siege before the relief force gets there. In order to do that, he basically drops the shields and more or less invites the Emperor to try and basically it's a come at me, bro moment,
right?
Which obviously fails.
So one of the interesting theories I think that I've heard before that could tie into all of this, right? Because the idea is, did Sanguinius wound Horus enough to cause the Emperor to be able to finish the job, or is it if Lehman Russ did something? So what does that actually mean for Sanguinius and everything? Well, stupid fly, motherfucker, take advantage of my ADD. No. So, anyway, so the idea is, I think that there was somebody who had a really interesting theory about the Primarchs and the Emperor, where if you think about it, the Primarchs are all different elements and identities of the Emperor. Mm-hmm. So they're all
different parts of him, yeah.
Right. But then somebody was saying that part of the dark magic of why the Emperor was able to create the Primarchs, aside from the genetics and cloning and everything, because they're definitely chaos energies in there somehow, is that in order to create them, the Emperor actually had to give of his essence to create them. And by virtue of that, by virtue of doing that, he kind of became less human himself, although he's still insanely powerful. So and that's part of the reason why his sons have such a hard time of like relating to him, because they worship him clearly and they call him father and everything, but they can't connect with him because he's very unconnectable, not just because he's a god, but because there's nothing really to connect to, right? And so as Primarchs die, or he gets that whatever he relinquished unto them back. And one of the things that they have actually described about the Emperor is that we've seen him in the siege, is that he has this tenacity that he is described like he's getting the shit beat out of him, mentally in this psychic war, but he has this tenacity that is considered just insane even for him. And you could almost point that to the fact that Ferrus Manus died. So when Ferrus Manus died, that tenacity that he is known for was released back to the Emperor, which allowed him to survive that onslaught. And then when Sanguinius dies, that releases something back to the Emperor, where all of a sudden he has compassion and rage to an extent that he himself had never even felt before, which allows him to finish the job where before he couldn't. Because I think it's not just that Sanguinius got to Horus first and beat him. The Emperor could have figured out where he was and fucking carved a line through the vengeful spirit to get to Horus, right? I mean, within reason. But if Sanguinius dies, then all of a sudden that rage and compassion comes back to the Emperor, which allows him to really fucking just deliver the kill blow. But the kill blow is only possible because there's that chink. And they could even keep the guardsman element, because actually, it's funny you said that. When I thought of that, I almost thought, I wonder if they're going to make a young Solar Macarius be the guy who takes the lucky pot shot.
No, Solar Macarius isn't old enough to be there.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I wanted to clear that up. I couldn't remember that.
Plus, spoilers for those that haven't read Saturnine. There's the episode with the Imperial Guard character, and he mentions, where they talk about the stories, and when Dorn brings back the historians. Mm-hmm. remember, there's that perpetual that claims, "Oh, you can just tell him I'm the one that stabbed Horus."
Right. The remembers.
So that's already been mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Was that was Oles, right?
But Tom, I've been to enough strip clubs and have talked to, let's say, enough strippers.
Here we go.
To know that it's just that the Emperor is just a deadbeat dad. An absent father.
I think the problem is that he's not actually human. So the idea that like he should be a father, he doesn't know how to be a father. Like, I think the dude's been alive for 50, 60, 70,000 years or whatever, right? Or 100 and whatever thousand years. And he never had any kids until the 40th or till the 30th millennium. Like, that guy doesn't have any parenting skills.
when you reach a certain age, you look back on your life and you want someone to further your name.
I also think that it's his own hubris in the end that he wants to bring Horus back to him to show the Chaos Gods that they don't have control of Horus, that he can bring him back, that makes him wait. Because I think that the Emperor could have just shredded him at any moment. Horus is no match. The Emperor is The Emperor is strong enough that the Chaos Gods want to get rid of him.
Yes.
Right? He's a threat to them. So Horus is nothing. Like, I think that in the end, honestly, I think the way that it should be written, which I don't know if they will or not, is just that the Emperor doesn't want to shred Horus down to his last atom and get rid of his soul because he wants to turn him back to prove to the Chaos Gods that they don't have control of everything, and his own hubris gets control of him again.
That would be in the original story, for those that read, that's more or less what happens, where he kind of goes easy on Horus because it's his quote unquote son. Yeah. But when he sees what ends up happening is I think it's an Imperial Fist Terminator kind of breaks in, and Horus just looks at him and he just he tears him apart basically piece by piece. And when the Emperor sees that is when he sees that Horus is no longer the person he thought he used to be and decides to kill him. And right before he dies, when Horus kind of like comes to his senses and almost gives him that thank you moment like you see in a lot of movies.
Oh, take my mask off. I want to see you with my own eyes one last time.
Yes, basically. Yeah.
I as a quick aside, John, your memes are on point today, I have to say.
I think almost every one of them, though, is from Grimdank because I had no time today to do anything.
No, that's fine. I don't care if you rip them. They're just new, and I haven't seen them, and this is great. Except for that orc stock one. I saw that, and it was great.
Yeah. They're pretty good.
K.R. Quinn, if for those that haven't read the book, sorry. K.R. Quinn says, hey, if mom throws your kids out into the Netherlands to stay away from dad, you're a bad dad. Spoiler, read the books.
It's true. I agree.
But yeah, John, you need to read or listen to Fury of Magnus.
And that's a great spoiler, non-spoiler, K.R. Quinn. That's and I almost was mad at that, but then I was like, that's actually an awesome. Yeah, okay.
Well, of course, Magnus was the favorite kid. He got the golden throne built for him, and then just never got to sit on it.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah, he got the soul sucking energy chair built for him. Hey son, you know how you like to travel?
He wouldn't need the thing to suck his soul. The Emperor doesn't need the 1,000 souls either until he's starting to get attacked. That's the thing.
That and
is until Magnus destroys the stupid gate.
Yes.
And until Horus is attacking Terra, the Emperor doesn't need all that stuff. He could have just sat on it on his own.
Well, and also
it wasn't sat on it on his own too.
It wasn't until the Emperor got wounded.
That's true, and also because the Golden Throne was meant to work with the webway, not with warp space, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So the fact that it could work with warp space was like a good backup, but God, man.
Yep, it's a tarp.
Yeah.
It's a carp.
Oh well. Read Fury of Magnus. That's my suggestion for Literature Corner.
I suggest the Declaration of the Rights of Magicians, which I just finished today.
20 minutes later, back on topic.
Stop acting like we have show notes we care about.
We have show notes, but
I have said show notes we care about.
I know. Real quick,
I'm not even sucking up. I care about them
because it happened essentially 2 weeks ago. The preview talked about the giant, the new Titan, which some people think that they're making their way towards the Imperator Titan, because the new Titan for Adeptus Titanicus is a bit bigger than
They
the
don't
Warlord
have the
Titan.
Imperator Titan in Titanicus?
No, that's why they're saying they're slowly building to it, because
They only had Warlord before this big one?
Yes, the Warlord was the biggest, and the Warlord's as big as the Redemptor Dread.
Does that mean the Imperator would be as big as an actual knight?
Maybe. Which means I'm just going to bring my regular knight.
I mean, it's funny because like you hear these descriptions of how huge these Titans were, and just conceptually you accept it, but then you see these minis on scale, and you're like, y'all fucking know about gravity?
Yeah, I like when you realize that those things could never walk across a battlefield because they literally just sink into the ground and get stuck.
Yeah.
Stop
Not all
ruining
these
my
places
narrative.
are built out of like bedrock. Come on.
Planets is planets, okay?
Are you sure we can step here, sir? This looks like a forest. Yeah, bedrock. Don't worry. The trees are growing on hardened bedrock. It's fine.
Yeah, the War Master Titan's almost twice as tall as the Warlord Titan.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm looking at the scale right now. The top of the top of the carapace of the Warlord goes to about where the head is on the War Master Titan.
That's pretty big. You mean Warlord?
Yeah. No, the War Master Titan is the name of the new class of Titan.
Oh, and that one you're saying is...
And the Warlord Titan, which is currently the biggest one, only goes up to his shoulders only go up to where his head is at.
Put something other than war in front of the next one, so that way we wouldn't have to confuse them?
Out of the current 6 or 5 Titans, 4 of them have the word war in them. I mean, it's Warhound, Warbringer, Warlord, and Warmaster.
It's like Space Wolves. I'm going to put my Wolf Claw on my Wolf Lord so he can ride his Wolf while he wolves.
The only non-one is the Reaver Titan. I don't know what happened with them. That's like the redheaded stepchild. He's adopted. The Reaver's adopted.
What are you saying?
Pocono Pete is not retconning, it's clarification.
I mean,
could you? I mean,
depends what they say.
If it's a fictional history, is there such a thing as being revisionist with it? I mean, come on.
According to the Star Wars players, yes.
The Star Wars fandom has an opinion about this. I know.
I am slowly remembering this opinion, and I'm going to receive commentary.
Yeah, there you go.
Other things from the. What about the new Sisters of Battle Armor?
I like it. Fuck all of you. I like it.
The baby carrier?
I like the baby carrier.
Yeah, the Sisters baby carrier.
Look, they learned from Grey Knights, and it looks better than the Grey Knight one. It looks better than Grey Knight and Centurion.
Because this, okay, so
like
here,
baby armors.
This is what the Grey Knight one's one. The Grey Knight one's like just like I'm the Grey Knight's one because it looks like the stubby, the stubby Mark IV Marines, but the Sisters one actually looks proportional.
Yeah, I'm fine with the Sisters one.
And it also kind of gives this Aliens vibe, like for the constructor thing, a tiny bit, at least in scale,
I predict it won't be very good, but I like them.
Well, it won't be very good at first, and then at the next when they redo it the next time, it'll be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
10th edition.
Yes.
Cool.
Apparently, you can only get heavy intercessors in that.
You heard it here
box
now.
set.
Buy Sister Walkers like their GME stocks 4 months ago.
Hey man, I hope I
keep diamond hands for the next 4 years.
Even it dips, I still buy.
You can only get the new heavy intercessors in the Kill Team box right now when it comes out.
Dude, I don't even want to talk about it. It's so ridiculous.
Don't you want the 48 pieces of Necron terrain that looks like doors?
I don't want any
and containers.
I want you to put out.
That was Scarbrand?
Put out the heavy. No, that I don't. Yeah, because the tattered wings. That's the idea behind it.
And also the broken horn, right? He has only.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know that was Scarbrand. God damn it.
That's the theory. Nobody knows for sure. It's the theory that Bloodthirster in the Total War Warhammer 3 thing is Scarbrand. That's the theory.
Oh.
Also, loving that Kiev is a fully playable faction. Like, my heart.
Which is funny because they've been teasing Kiev in the new Old World fantasy game that they're developing.
It's got to be on purpose. It's
How do you have to be developing a game that literally existed for 8 editions?
I don't know.
Can I smack you now or later?
Not because we'll never get to see each other again.
No, fair enough.
They're probably doing the models, not necessarily the rules.
No, I was being reactionary because you came off too smug, and
They're redoing the models, and then they're gonna release the game, and then it'll take another 20 years for the entire range to get redone completely.
Yeah, it'll take them 20 years to do all the books, and before they finish the last
10
book.
years from release of the new Warhammer Fantasy, people will still be playing Metal Bretonians.
Oh God.
All I know is if there's a sweet ass Kiev release, I might actually get into fantasy for the first time.
Yeah, and you'll be playing against somebody who has bare metal Bretonians that look like trash.
If they're playing Bretonians, they are not playing bare metal.
Dude, I've only ever seen one fully painted Bretonian army.
Every Bretonian army I've seen has been painted.
Everyone I've seen is bare metal because they can't they're not even brave enough to spray paint it. That is how cowardly some Bretonian players are. Ironically enough, they won't even spray paint them because then people will be like, oh, when are you going to paint each one of those individual knights their individual colors? Because most players don't have the gumption to do that.
You can still find plastic Bretonians.
Not the good ones, the Knight Errant ones or whatever are all metal.
They're the Knight. No, the Knight Errant ones are the. Are they the basic ones? Which ones are the basic ones?
I thought the Errants were the not basic ones. Well, it doesn't matter. The Griffin Knight guys are all metal. The guys riding the Griffins, they were all metal. The Hippogriff rider guy, metal.
Yeah, he's all metal. All the big monsters were all metal. Yeah. Because they stopped before Finecast. They didn't do any of those in Finecast. So,
anyways, Warhammer: The Old Worlds is dumb.
That was basically it for 40K. There wasn't too much.
John's getting to his hipster phase of hating things where he hates things before they're even a thing.
This is not anything new for me, Tom.
No, it's not. But I love pointing it out. Just like Adam loves chewing me out and you like calling Adam out. It's the circle that keeps the podcast going.
Excuse me, John likes to talk over me.
No. I interrupt you on purpose.
Is there a difference, though? Is there?
I think there's a difference between interrupt and talk over, right?
There's what?
There's a difference between interrupt and talk over, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I let you say something when I think it's going to be good. I interrupt you when I want to bother you.
Yeah, there's a difference between interrupting and you just keep on talking.
Right. Yeah.
The vampire guys look okay.
Yeah, vampire guys look cool.
Yeah, I don't get the bats in the hair thing, but it's fine.
Whatever.
See above comment where the word was vampire.
It's a fashion statement.
I mean, look at any of the underworld movies where vampires were a thing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gothic vampires." Listening to our Fear and Depeche Mode.
I generally don't like vampires or werewolves in like fiction.
Any setting.
Stuff. In any setting, really, I don't like them. I think it stems
from
the
Order 1880.
I think it stems from in D&D. One time I played in a campaign when we played AD&D when I was younger in Ravenloft, and we could not ever beat any of the vampires. And it's probably because we were stupid and kept trying to hunt the vampires at too early of a level. But then Twilight came out, so obviously going to hate both those things, right? But the book I just read has vampire in it, only like 2. And they're actually really well done because they are extraordinarily powerful, but there's only 2 of them. And so they can't possibly do everything at all times, so they have weaknesses. That's always been my thing with vampires is they're like the Superman of fantasy creatures, right? Like you cannot do anything about them unless you somehow trick one into coming out during the daytime.
See,
or you trick one into allowing you to stab it in the heart? Like, how does that even happen?
So my favorite interpretation of vampires comes from the Dresden Files, which I don't know if you guys ever read.
No, I know of it, but I've never read it. It's supposed to be really good though.
I love it. The first 3 books are a little bit like they're kind of like, okay, I get it, but then but book 4 he takes it off and actually really develops the story, and it's awesome, and they're all worth it. But the vampires, he actually he does it cool. Like he divides them into courts. So there's the Black Vampire Court, which they're almost completely killed off because they're
racist.
I know, right?
They're from Africa?
No, they're not. Jesus fucking Christ, let me finish. They're the vampires described in Bram Stoker's novel. And the whole point is Bram Stoker provided a killing guide how to kill them. That's why there's so few of them left. Then there's the Red Court.
Snipes?
Then there's the I'm ignoring you. Then there's the where's the mute button? Where's the mute? How to mute John? Then there's the Red Court, and their whole shtick is like the traditional blood thing. They're easy to kill unless you're stupid or you're caught unprepared, and they actually stem from Aztec roots, which is they actually like a part of the reason why the Aztecs were so blood focused was because they were one of the first vampire courts.
Hold up. The red ones are Native Americans?
No, they're not Native Americans, but some of the
Are
oldest.
You claiming
some of the
Aztecs
oldest
are not Native Americans?
Could you stop?
Tom just said Aztecs are not Native Americans.
Could you stop being CNN for like 3 seconds?
Excuse you, I'm Rachel
or Fox
Maddow
News
right now.
Or Fox News. I don't
MSNBC.
care. I hate them both. I hate them both. So there's the Red Court. Then there's the White Court, and the White Court doesn't have any particular delineation, but they feed off of emotions and pleasure. So they're basically the Slanesh vampires.
Are they from Norway?
No, they're not. No, they're not. And then there's the Jade Court, and they're so mysterious and wrapped up in secrecy, nobody knows what they do. We just know they come from China.
Court from the Far
yes,
East?
they come from China. They come from China.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You're deriving it. No, it's not that stupid simplistic. I'm just fuck off. I'm getting fuck you. I'm getting more booze. You sons of bitches. This is an outrage. My opinions matter. What I had to say actually was worth it. And the Dresden Files, in all honesty, the Dresden Files is speechless. But fucking goddamn it. This is me throwing shit to signify anger, rustling, or anger.
You should have switched to the camera view, John.
I should have. Open it back right now.
For those that don't know, Tom walked off. He still has his headset on.
Off. I just fucking this is some fucking bullshit. And you know what? You don't.
Tom's going through an emotional
I was in
time.
Jaws. I was in. Sorry, that's a great SNL Richard Dreyfuss line. I was in Jaws.
This might be our best show of all time. Have we even
discussed
40K yet?
Happy birthday, Tom.
Yeah, thanks. This is how I hang out with you guys on my birthday. I have to wait for my wife to be out of town and I get fucking drunk on a podcast while you guys make fun of all my shit.
You're the one that said that my people aren't Native American.
You're the one who said to me multiple times, "You're not Aztec."
I said my people. I didn't say Aztec.
I said Aztec. You said
exactly. Thanks for misrepresenting me too.
You could be GW.
My God.
Where Aztec are literally like reptiles.
Yeah,
most people. Yeah.
I mean,
it's because of the jungles, John.
Yeah.
It's racist.
Yeah, John.
Man, it's been like.
How long has this show been going? Have we talked about anything?
Supposedly we're supposed to talk about Dark Angels at some point, but I don't know.
At some point.
I don't see Chaos Marines listed on the show notes.
I just wanted to talk about the new Inquisitor model.
There's a new Inquisitor model?
Yeah, but it's in the Cursed City box set.
What the hell is a Cursed City box set?
So, unfortunately, none of our guesses proved true, and we're getting another Warhammer quest, and it's called Cursed City, which kind of reminds me of Mordheim. But there's a witch hunter model that you can easily make into a Inquisitor, basically, if you wanted to. And that was basically the GW previews. Dresden Files notwithstanding.
Tom, are you getting whiskey? Bring me some.
Shh. I'm not drinking. I'm drinking iced tea right now.
Lies.
What are you talking about?
Vicious lies and slander.
So, also we saw the previews for the Dark Angels Codex.
Mm-hmm.
They actually look pretty good.
Yeah,
they do.
I'm not gonna lie.
They're fine.
Especially if you're heavy Ravenwing, Deathwing.
Raven looking hot right now. I don't feel bad about buying all those Dark Knights at all.
I'm actually surprised that they made Ravenwing good and they made the non-Primaris models good. I did not expect that. I expected them to, at this point, basically it's going to be Primaris models that are good and everything else is average. But
Yes.
Ravenwing's good, and the Ravenwing models are not Primaris models.
No, they're not. But what they did do, which incorporated Primaris, is they allowed a lot of Primaris shit to get in there.
Like Outriders and the Blade Guard.
Outriders.
Or Deathwing.
And also the new Primaris speeders are, and even the ATV are considered Ravenwing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which Adam, like, since it's instead of black and gold, it's black and red, you could easily jump on that train. I mean, I know your painting habits. Just saying.
You know what? In 3rd edition, I had a Ravenwing army.
Huh.
Yeah, and I was able. I remember I liked that army because I beat Darian, and he was playing the monster list for Tyranids.
Tyrannifex.
Yeah, and I got the first turn charges. He wasn't happy.
I don't remember Ravenwing being that good in 3rd edition.
They were okay, but they you could do a scout move with them.
I only remember 3rd edition lists that were DAC effects. What Darian was playing, I remember that one.
Yes,
I remember 3rd edition Space Wolf Rhino Rush being ridiculous, and 3.5 Chaos.
No, but then 7th edition Dark Angel Ravenwing were good. Remember where they got permajink in the formation?
That was just you take Azrael and you put him with the Fenrisian wolves.
No, there was something about where if I as a Tau player, I distinctly remember not being able to hit a full ballistic skill against Dark Angel bikers.
It was because they had the stupid Dark Talon thing, right? Or Dark Shroud or whatever nearby. Danny Kwan used to play that list, right?
No, they had a jink that gave them an invulnerable save.
Yeah, they had the auto invulnerable because now you can only get it if you advance.
Yeah.
Anyways, Dark Angels are lame.
Until Danny Kwan uses all the models that I have for them, which he borrows constantly to kick us all in the butt. So
I mean, we all have to be able to play first for that to happen. So
true.
I am just foretelling terrible imports of future. I just know it will happen.
The Deathwing keep the transhuman, the permanent transhuman. So
that's a little crazy, but who knows?
I mean,
it might get bounced up by other stuff. I don't know.
Their durability is about the same as the Death Guard Terminators. So
the other thing too is that if you have this is another reason why I think both are got a big power boost, is if you have an entire detachment of either pure Deathwing or pure Ravenwing, they become objective secured.
Yes,
which is a big deal in 9th edition where What?
Not the Black Knights.
No, all of them.
No.
Yes, let me go. I just closed that tab. Let me reopen it.
I was just having this conversation with Aurelio the other day.
Okay, you know what? Fucking.
Like, for example, while Tom's doing that,
Bike Squad and Outrider units gain objective secured.
What is the Raven? What are the Black Knight's keywords?
I don't have the.
Please hold. Yeah, I don't have it either. Hang on.
Yeah, while Tom's looking, one of the benefits for Ravenwing is during Devastator Doctrine they get a 3-inch bonus to their movement, and they get to shoot. Each time a model in that unit makes a ranged attack in a turn in which it advanced, that attack suffers the penalty incurred to roll as if firing an assault weapon.
Where's my Dark Angels Codex? I have it.
I'm using Battlescribe, which I realize I haven't opened in 5 months. I'm not taking any answers from you.
If you're using Battlescribe, I'm not accepting any of your answers. I have the actual Codex.
Oh my God! Fine.
Holy
Jesus!
Crap! You've got to be freaking kidding me.
You should know by now, Tom, that we don't consider Battlescribe.
I know.
Obviously, you don't.
No, it's probably going to be under detachment abilities, right? 42.
No. You're looking for the keyword bike squad and
Oh,
outrider
you need to look at
squad.
their data sheet.
You need to look at their data sheet.
I don't believe anything he's told me because he used BattleScribe.
I don't believe anything you've ever said because you operate completely off of sea lining people.
Look, that's legitimate.
Yes, but sure, but still completely destroying of all trust.
Look,
The
I'm
end
not
result
married
is
to
the
you.
same.
You don't have to trust me.
destroyed is trust destroyed.
When's Danny
we're
get it
not
on?
married. You don't have to trust me.
Potentially never.
We're not married.
Bike squad and outrider units in this detachment gain the objective secured ability as described in. Okay, cool. So that part of what you said is true.
Because I read it straight from Warhammer Community, so.
I mean, you didn't specify that. You just talked about everything.
I've been doing that every show we've had. I always pull up all of the Warhammer Community articles. Every time.
Okay, let's see here.
Scrolling.
Black
Okay.
Knights.
Tom,
Yes.
anything else strikes you in that
They
book?
don't have that keyword.
They're
They're biker, core, melta bombs, inner circle, Ravenwing, Black Knights.
Where? Hang on.
They have biker. Isn't biker one?
It's Biker.
Yeah,
Biker Squad.
biker squad. So you're wrong, John.
Yes, I heard I heard I
You
know
heard
I'm
the
right.
sigh?
I know. No, not the side, but the just
It says
like
yeah.
bikes
anger.
squad.
Don't.
I heard it, dude.
Although for some reason I don't see Dark Knights, whatever the hell reason I don't, because I see Deathwing Command Squad, Deathwing Knights. Oh, maybe I'm just missing it on my.
I have Black Knights on here.
That's why you're not finding it.
But it's not a bike
Black
squad,
Knight.
it says biker.
Yeah, the way it says. Well, okay, I'm sorry. Biker is not the same as a bike squad.
It just says biker.
By
It doesn't say
Raw.
bike squad. It says bike squads. This says
Well,
biker.
actually,
Christ.
you know John is going to lawyer it when it comes to him being right.
Oh my God! Yeah, no, he's becoming everything he hates to win, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care. You see this man on your screen. He does not care.
I don't know. I know that there was a reason why we thought that they didn't have it. I could be wrong. It's fine.
KR Quinn says the stream is better when he can see us.
Oh, okay. I can put it back.
Well, that
Right now, it's
depends.
just
Whether-
me staring intently at my tiny writing on my screen, like this. And look at that. Look like this. I can't. Yeah. I mean, maybe you could be right. I don't know.
I mean, let's put it this way: they give it specifically to Deathwing Terminators for first company detachments. The equivalent in Ravenwing are the Black Knights. I would be shocked if, for whatever reason,
Because
Black
it says
Knights
biker
didn't.
squad and outrider squad, which makes me think it's only biker and outrider squads from the Space Marine book, because they're not called a biker squad. So let me look up.
But then they have a bike. But they have a keyword called biker. I thought, or a bike.
Right, but that's not what becomes.
Yeah. No. For example, Ravenwing Ancient biker keyword. Ravenwing Champion biker.
Okay, see,
keyword.
I think this. Okay, hold on. I got the Space Marine Codex open.
The idea is, yeah. If they have that same keyword, then it's the same.
I can't wait for people to give us commentary on this episode. Like, what the fuck are you guys even talking about? Y'all know you're a bunch of idiots, right? Look, I put 2 and 2 together there and decided you'll piss me off.
Hey, yeah, John. I left the shirt at your doorstep, except without the out part. You better go get it before it gets cold.
Yep. There's a bike squad keyword. Bike squads in the Space Marine book have the bike squad keyword, and outrider squads have the outrider squad keyword.
My God.
Which is why they don't have it. I fucking told you.
Okay, so now is this going to be one of those moments where you're going to like be a dick about it and be like that's not what they intended. They intended.
It's not. They use the keywords specifically. The keywords are very specific.
Yeah.
It says very specifically.
And why give Deathwing Terminators the key unit of the Deathwing objective secured when they do not give that to Black Knights, the key unit of Ravenwing?
Because the key unit of Ravenwing is not the Black Knights. The key unit of Ravenwing are bike Biker Squad and Outrider Squads, which
And
is
the key-
why they get the Biker Squad gets it. The Outrider Squad gets it.
All right, I'm just gonna sit in my chair and I'm gonna get blackout drunk, and you're not gonna talk to me anymore.
I mean, that's also untrue. It says Bike Squad and Outrider Squad. Gain objective secured.
I'm thinking
Bike
of
Squad and
making
Outrider Squad. The only things that have Bike Squad and Outrider Squad are the Bike Squad in Space Marine Codex and the Outrider Squad in Space Marine Codex. Black Knights don't have it.
I think I'm going to make Tom's picture of frustration the logo for this episode.
Because if you look at the Space Marine Codex also, you keep wanting to bring up Deathwing. So if you look at Deathwing, it says Deathwing Terminator Squad, Terminator Squad, Terminator Assault Squad, Relic Terminator Squad units.
Is this what
They
you feel
called
like
out
when you argue
every
with flat
single one of
earthers?
them.
Is that how it feels like?
What?
Is this like a flat earther convo? Is this like?
No, this is what it feels
this-
like when you ask a rules question.
This is what it sounds like. This is what it feels like when you're fucking wrong.
Happy birthday, Tom. One of the things that
You guys are officially written out of I win the jackpot lottery plan. You guys just wrote yourself out of that, Will.
That's not fair.
Okay.
You're just wrong. Why can't you just accept that you're wrong?
why
You're
are
being a
we
dick
suffering?
about it.
I'm not.
Why
I
are we
proved you
suffering
wrong.
because
That's
you're
all I
wrong,
did.
Tom?
I'm a dick because I went through and did the due diligence and looked up everything for you. You're welcome.
I also did the due diligence.
No,
but
you
it
didn't
wasn't
because
that.
you would have found out you were wrong.
No, you didn't let me finish the Aquatine quote.
I
did
have
know
to interrupt
something I
you.
didn't.
Otherwise, if I don't interrupt you, then I'm not correct.
Part of
think-
being right
I
is being able to interrupt people, Tom.
Being right is being first.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Or being
both right.
loudest.
You and I should know that.
Oh
Damn
God.
it. Good night, everybody.
Yeesh. Yeesh. It's one for
Hey.
John.
At least I didn't kill the stream this time.
You
Uh,
did. You thought that
move-
Black Knights were objectively secured. I got him to get up twice in one podcast.
That was a fake. That was for dramatic effect.
I really was hoping that you'd walk off again, so it would be twice in one podcast.
I may only because I have to take a piss, but you know whatever.
There's still a lot more content to talk about, John. You get plenty of chances. The other thing was Mind Wipe, which they teased earlier, and which essentially gets rid of an aura.
Cool, whatever.
But do you think that's something we're going to be seeing going forward?
Getting rid of
Depends
auras.
It depends
Yeah.
on how many auras are relevant going forward. If it's something that they continue to create as like something really important in the game, auras, then yeah, you'll see a lot of them going forward, like the ability to turn them off. If they pivot and don't continue to have a lot of characters with very strong auras, you might see that just those first codexes that came out around strong auras have a thing to turn them off.
Yeah, because Mortarion's affects within 3 inches, and it's all auras. And usually, if you're you're within 3 inches, you're within close combat. So it really affects close combat auras, like +1 attack, +1 to wound, rerolls, things like that. Mind Wipe only gets rid of 1 aura, so you can and 1 unit.
So you turn off
So you can-
Mortarion's aura.
Yeah, which was a discussion. Which I think
I'm
technically
playing
you
Death Guard. I have
can.
Mortarion. I'm playing Dark Angels. I take Mindworm.
Yes.
Is that when they do the stupid anime thing with the thing on their arms with all the cards? What is that?
Yes. Which one? There's a bunch of them.
It's Pokemon, right?
I think you're probably thinking of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay, I don't know.
Yu-Gi-Oh is the one with the cards. Pokemon is the Pokeballs.
Oh, right. The game has the cards that you play, but
Yes.
the cartoon does not.
Pokemon is the one where the mom let her 10-year-old kid hitchhike across the world.
That's because he's dead.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, what?
I've
Ash
heard that
Ketchum is
theory,
dead.
yes.
Oh, the theory is that he's dead. Oh,
He's dead.
Yes.
That's why 10-year-old is allowed to wander across the world catching Pokemon and having the best life ever. Because he's dead. He's in heaven.
I've heard that, yes. I've heard that theory.
We need another topic that'll trigger Tom. What's next?
Well, that one kind of makes me just want to sadly walk away, just quietly. Like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a pack of cigarettes, and then
he needs time to process it.
Yeah, just like that one just makes me question like life choices, and like I might leave my family now. I don't know. Like,
if you're going to the bathroom, turn that microphone off. Or don't.
Instructions unclear. Putting the microphone closer.
Yes, please do. That'll provide better content.
Anything else that comes to mind, John?
No. I already got to prove Tom wrong. What more do we want from this part of the segment?
Who said that? Who said that?
I think
I want the band. I want the family band. I want the dogs band.
I think you're going to see a lot of Deathwing, Ravenwing combos out there. With a smattering of Blade Guard, probably.
Okay.
Because you just take a detachment of each, and you get the full benefits from both. One is fast, the other one can deep strike whenever, and resilient.
Yeah.
But again, we'll see how it plays.
Deathwing with permanent light transhuman is very good.
Yeah. Oh man, I think our only local player is as Tom mentioned, is Quan. Yeah.
Well, and Tom.
Well, yes, because Quan uses my models.
Yeah, but that's because you don't play, or you don't play that army.
Well, I haven't, but I could.
I've actually considered just picking up a bunch of Terminator models because they're super cheap on eBay.
Yeah, I know. I have a bunch of Terminators.
I just don't have the Deathwing ones, but like, who cares? I would actually just buy them from Games Workshop or Frontline Gaming or any other company, except you cannot buy any models from Games Workshop from anybody anymore.
Or Gameology.
Gameology. Not Odyssey games, but definitely Gameology.
They don't.
Odyssey what?
Exactly.
They it doesn't really matter nowadays because GW has kind of moved away from the Native American motif for Deathwing.
Which is dumb.
No.
I loved that novel where they
went to the story was cool.
Yes.
The short story was cool. I had that book. I think I still have it.
I still have it over there.
It's weird when appropriation gets appropriated.
Well, now it got denied, so
the joke didn't land, so it doesn't.
It got retconned.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, this was John when I said that joke. I thought it was funny.
Look, I don't have to laugh out loud at everything that's funny. If I did, I'd be a terrible teacher. Because there's a lot of times kids say things that I think are hilarious, but I stay stone-faced because, I can't.
Right. So but that doesn't bode well for my relationship to you in this analogy, considering we're just on a fucking podcast.
Are you younger than me? Then you're my student.
No.
Thank you.
I hate the Year of Tom. The Year of Tom sucks.
Thank you, Padawan.
Why can't I go back to the Year of John? You were barely even on last year. That's not even fair.
You were barely on. I was on all the time. Whenever I wasn't at a Napoleonic reenactment.
Yeah, I think this is.
I can hold that against you. I'm good for now.
Being on tonight, John is now at the same level as being not on the show for this year.
What? Was that?
Because you missed that early. I think you missed a couple early episodes.
If I'm not on the episodes, they don't count.
Jesus.
We've been over this.
Earlier today, we're recording on a Thursday for those that will be listening. We had a stealth FAQ points update. Nothing too major.
Custodes got hit a bit.
Like I said,
Dark Eldar Reavers, right?
They corrected the Dark Eldar Reaver point.
Are you telling me they weren't supposed to be 10 points?
Well, now they're 20 points.
Are you telling me
that's still really good?
That they weren't supposed to be so ridiculously undercosted that every player would buy 100 of them and play them? Are you telling me there was no way for any of us to possibly predict that they had undercosted those so much that now we have to be angry that they corrected their mistake?
Or there was a run on that old Gangs of Kamara box set that came with 6 of them.
I forgot about that box set.
Yeah.
You're telling me somebody was trying to short GW stock?
But the literal stock, not like the stock on the stock market. Because GW has shorted their own fucking stock all on their own. They don't need help from anybody.
They can do as a privately listed company.
Hey, here's this new release. Cool. How many can I get? 1.
Yeah.
Well, how many can I get if I order from you directly? 4,000.
Yeah, I have a story to tell you guys off the air about that.
Sure.
Ooh, nice.
So it's just a bit of corrections. Like Tom said, they upped the points for the custodes. The points went down for the Baneblade variants by like 50 points.
But you still have to play guard, so bad.
I'm fine with it.
Considering I have like 3 of them.
Unless I can still take a Shadow Sword with my Grey Knights. Like in, what was that? I played that at the beginning of 8th, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I remember that. Fuck you.
That was a fun list. It didn't do that well. It was just super annoying.
Man.
It was super annoying, and it was also very counter to whatever the hell I was playing at that point.
I think you were playing Tau, weren't you?
Yeah, he was playing Tau, but that's when Tau was good, somewhat good.
But you have to remember, I played Tau and Tau was good, but I always had certain hangups in certain matches.
No, your hangup was you didn't know how to deploy. That's your hangup.
Your hangup was you always deployed incorrectly.
Yeah, we've discussed this.
Yes, I know, but that doesn't mean what I said was wrong. It just meant that what I said was part of the problem.
This is a great segue to the next thing, Adam, because Tom was playing Tau at the beginning of 8th and doing well because he kept doing things incorrectly with his deployment. Jeff took almost the exact same stuff to the BAO.
Yes,
and went 4-2, almost 5-1.
Yeah.
So Jeff's a great player. He knows how to play the game.
Which brings us to Adam,
the Las Vegas Nopen,
which doesn't matter because the lists don't win you games. For those that don't know what it is, it was basically something to fill the void of the Las Vegas Open, which was canceled and would have been this past weekend. Which was really nice that they put something together so we could all watch something and hate the fact that we couldn't actually be together with all our friends. Thank you for giving me a constant reminder, eating away at my soul all weekend, that I wasn't doing the one thing that I look forward to in 40K the most.
Every year.
Yeah.
It's not doing the show? You don't look forward to doing the show, John?
I don't understand why
every other week.
Even I was like, "Where's Adam going with it?
Do you want?
Where's Adam?
Are you trying to get me to just try to hurt your feelings? I don't understand.
Unlike Tom, I have no feelings to hurt.
Right?
So I don't know where you're going to go.
You know what? When you've got so many feelings, it's like blubber. It hurts for a second and it bounces right off. You forget about it.
You're a middle child. You don't have feelings.
Fuck off.
You barely exist.
Is it weird I almost called you dad?
Yes. No, actually, no, it's not. It's not. We already established an order.
So for those that may not have known,
that was really good.
Las Vegas Nopen, the basically the way it worked was there were 16 lists, and the list is what advanced, not necessarily the players. So and that was all done over Twitch, and done in different locations around the world.
Secure
and the players would play that list as opposed to the player advancing the list would advance. So you'd have different players playing the list each round usually.
Right.
In the finals it was Drukhari, and it was Drukhari versus I believe it was Custodes and a Sisters list, with the Custode Sisters list winning.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And that was huh?
I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah. The Falcon's in the chat. He can tell us if we were wrong.
Yeah, he can tell us everything. But you have fun,
he's
right?
just asking. Yeah, he's just asking if we had fun.
It was an interesting concept given the world we currently live in. I have to admit.
Yeah,
it was a good way to do it. Yes.
Yeah, that I mean, to be completely honest, because I've been working every fucking day of my life this year, I knew it was happening. I couldn't watch any of it. I didn't know that they did that. That's really cool. I think that's awesome. A cool way to do it when you're doing a remote thing.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like the format in normal times simply because I'm not somebody who thinks the list is what matters. I think the player does.
Me too.
But that was a really, really cool way to like give us something for that weekend.
Yeah.
And it was a way to do a format that made sense, where you had the list advance instead of the player, because you can't obviously have the players all get together in advance. So that was good.
And it wasn't TTS. It wasn't Tabletop Simulator, which
TTS is dumb. As a teammate of ours recently proved, you can win all the TTS games you want, but when you go to a literal tournament and then lose all your games, your TTS games clearly didn't matter.
Yep.
But yeah, so like John already voiced his opinion. So the question I had was whether it's the list or the player that really makes the game. John is saying it's more or less the player.
Yeah,
I'd have to agree for the most part. I think the list plays somewhat into it, but the perfect example is Sean Naden.
Right.
So if you don't know who Sean Naden is, he's been in the top 8 of LVO for every year that he's been in attendance.
How do you not know who Sean Naden is if you're listening to a competitive 40K podcast?
Well, you never know.
Okay. Fine.
But I mean, and the lists he takes are lists you don't normally see or usually don't normally think of. And what ends up happening is people try to copy the list, and they don't do as well.
Nowhere near as well, too. Let's
yes,
put that out there.
I mean, the best example for those that remember is when he brought the Lictor Shame list.
Yes,
I remember that actually. Yeah, that was when I almost got into Tyranids because I loved Lictors at the time, and I was like, oh, that looks fucking cool.
And then you watch him play a couple games, you're like, I don't know how he's winning, so I'm not gonna build this.
Yeah, and then wasn't it Scouts and Lictors or something like that? It was like an all info. This is 7th edition. This is when you had allies.
Yeah,
it was something weird.
And nobody thought Lictors were any good, and he makes it to I think it was like the semifinals or something with the Lictors.
He does the same thing with Eldar all the time.
Yeah, he normally plays Eldar, but he still takes things that you're like, why is this in the army? And his army lists work because he's the one piloting it. He's the one that knows what to do, and when someone else takes it, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. To be honest, I mean, come on.
I mean, because I think at the end of the day, I do want to say there is a halfway house of like, there are certain players who can only play certain factions. Like I'm definitely one of those people, and I have to play like a specific faction because my play style is rigid. I don't know what it is sometimes. I don't know how, and it can change with the edition, but that's who I am. Some people are brilliant like Sean Naden, and you give them fucking anything and they'll work magic. But then I do want to say that there is a halfway house of people who like they're really good with certain factions, but not everyone. Like I do think there is a potential for a middle ground where they could maybe do pretty okay with like half the things you throw at them, but then other things they may know the entire 40K rule book and codices inside out. They'll just be like, I don't get how to play this army, But certain armies they would like somebody who plays Custodes probably could learn how to play Death Guard pretty well because those two play styles are generally the same.
Yeah,
very content similar.
That makes sense.
Same with like Guard and Tyranids or Orcs. Like, all three of them are kind of some of the same concept. I would even actually say Orcs and Tyranids are more similar than anything else.
Yeah.
You could say the same of obviously all of the Eldar variants. Like they're generally the same. They're all this kind of glass cannon approach. And then if you're a Space Marines player, just here's your blue ribbon. Fuck off.
Well, I mean, I think Space Marines in general are, especially regular Space Marines, I think are back to the spot that they used to be back in the day when they were more of a beginner-friendly army where you can make mistakes and still, maybe not win, but at least make a go of it.
Yeah, they're forgiving.
Just learning.
Yeah, they're the kind of army where even if you lost every game, if you're good enough and it's your like first couple times playing, you'll feel like every game was close. You'll be like, oh, I was so close, and it's like. You weren't, but you know what? The army let you think that, like would that be a fair thing to say? Or like the army is powered enough where it's like you'd at least feel that as an 0-6 Space Marine player, as long as you weren't a complete idiot and like did a Minotaur's chapter, which sucks because I love the Minotaurs. I love their whole.
I think the Space Marine book is strong enough that you take any chapter and go 0-6. You should just stop playing.
That's fair.
I wouldn't say that, but you maybe need to rethink.
I understand that you found us through Focus Fire, and that's awesome. And you think it's funny that I said don't listen to Alan, but seriously, don't listen to Alan.
Yeah.
Alan's the guy who was going into the 5th round of a 6-round tournament undefeated, and seriously was asking like, I should just go home and get a quick get an early start on the ride home.
I think he was 5-1.
No,
Alan is
undefeated.
Alan is the guy.
Even if he was not undefeated and 5-1, going like you don't go with a winning record and be like, I'm gonna go home.
Alan is the
tournament.
Alan is the guy who's a blockbuster executive arguing out of his ass that streaming is like an idiotic thing and movies will never be digital. Alan is the guy who is like, I don't understand why you'd buy cryptocurrencies. Like, that's bullshit. Like, what? I don't understand any of that at all. So therefore, it has to be stupid. That's Alan.
So you're saying Alan's our grandparents?
Or parents, depending upon the what you're talking about.
True.
But listen to Jeff. Jeff's guy's good advice.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, Jeff. Like, yeah, no.
So I mean, so a lot of people that chase the meta will look at lists that won tournaments or did well in tournaments and try to play them and then not do as well and somehow complain that why can't they win because of the list that won the last tournament, and
because you're not that player.
And that really shows, especially for some that are more nuanced, like most of Sean Naden's list. So if you are one of those people that does try to chase the meta, just be aware of that and try to know your own limitations.
Yeah,
and know which players are playing lists that really they're only going to be able to pilot successfully.
Yeah.
Like when I went undefeated at Barry Open with Knights, that was not a list that only I could pilot. Now, I did pilot it better than everybody else that weekend. That does not mean I'm the only one who could do that. That list I'm going to admit, that list was very push button, point and shoot.
Which one of you had John calls out his BAO win in 2021? Which one of you had that?
I didn't win. I didn't call it a win. I didn't win.
Okay, don't fucking rules lawyer me on this. Doesn't matter. You got the joke. I'm doing the bingo meme. You know what I'm talking about.
I do like the bingo meme. I do like it. But my point was, I'm not some great player who thought of some awesome list that only I could pilot.
You're a pretty damn good player who thought of a pretty damn good list, and you did all right with it.
Yeah, because it was a variation because I didn't take the Blood Angel part. But but still, that's like a very slight variation on a list that was like literally 40% of that field.
In all honesty, and I'm not doing this to be a dick. I'm like genuinely curious. Like, in all honesty, how like your success in that, like because you went 6-0, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
To what success of that level do you attribute your matchups versus the fact that you just had that good of a list?
90%.
Ooh, god damn!
I think it was like 50. No, I think it was like 60% matchups because second round and 5th round were my hardest matchups. Second round was a mirror match where instead of having the Crusader in the list, the guy had a Blood Angel detachment with the 2 Smash Captains and the Scouts,
which means you could pick them off faster.
That was actually my hardest fought win. Next
to
my 5th game.
Yeah, because John didn't have the Smash Captains.
No, my 6th game. The 6th game, my last game was against another Knight player. And
it was against
Pure
Ben.
Knights. That one, I ended up in that game, I only had 1 Gallant left, I think, at the end of the game, and an Infantry Squad. That was it. That was ridiculous. But I think, like I had some really good, like playing Tau 3rd round and 4th round was... Come on.
Oh, dude, no.
Tau 3rd round and 4th round with his Knights.
I was at that same tournament as you, and I should have fucking been 5-1, but I know his name too. Fucking asshole. Anyway, no, I should have been 4. I should have been 5-1, but no, I did really well. I think I was like one of the top 5 Tau players that because like I went 4-2 with Tau with no codex in 8th edition. So it was basically, I was one of the few people who did the Seeker Missile spam before Seeker Missiles got nerfed back to fucking hell in the Codex in 8th. And when that happened, that's when I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to play something else. Yeah. And I did. What did I end up switching to? Oh, I switched to Custodes. And then after Custodes, I switched to Space Marines and Grey Knights.
But I think that ultimately the point is there are some lists that you can just copy from the internet and have success with.
Oh yeah.
But there are plenty of players who create very unique lists that you're not going to be able to just copy and paste and do well with. Like Manny was Kima, right? Manny Chima. Last LVO with all the Thunderfire cannons and bombards or whatever. Like you could just copy paste that list and do well. But Sean Naden's list from last year's LVO, no, you could not. I challenge anybody to copy and paste that list from that year and do that well with it. It was not going to happen because it was a Sean Naden list.
What another example too is Thomas, what's his name, that played Blood Angels in SoCal?
Hagstrom-Oki.
Yeah, like he fucking cleaned house with Blood Angels back before they got even super buffed.
Yeah.
And it's because he just fucking knew how to play.
Yeah, because Thomas is an amazing Blood Angel player. That's literally all he plays. And he has list fluency backwards and forwards at that thing. And he got some favorable matchups, and that was that.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind when looking at lists, looking at who's piloting it, and if other people are actually playing that same list a lot. So if you see that same list pop up, then it's probably one that most people can pilot. But if you see only that list at that one event by that one certain strong player, then it's probably something that they can play inside and out. And for those that enjoyed watching the event, Peter plans to have it next year. I'm assuming we're going to have LVO next year, so I don't know what he's going to call it, or even if he's had a name yet.
LVO.
The what?
Like, sorry, I had to get one sigh out of you at least tonight.
No, you're going to get more because you won't stop talking. But we don't know what it's going to be next year or when it is. So hopefully, as this year moves on, we'll get more information from Peter and the gang.
Oh, Peter.
And with this weekend that passed comes the end of the ITC season officially. So it was a bit different than most for obvious reasons. There were some people that actually questioned whether it should have been continued at all. Mainly because the concern with that is that it would incentivize people to actually go to tournaments at a time where there probably shouldn't be any gatherings. But I think John and I at least are because we've talked about this before, are in agreement in regards to that. And we're just like, I don't think it matters whether there was an IT season or not. I think, as has been seen with other non-40K events, there has been people getting together for like birthdays and things like that.
I mean, cancel the event, cancel the season or not, people were still going to play 40K. There were still going to be tournaments that were held. Like, I think that they should have just canceled it? Sure. But that's because I'm a more conservative person on that level where I'm like, just cancel it and get rid of it. But then again, there was no way to know at the beginning of the season whether canceling it or not would be a good idea. Like, a lot of events still kept trying to have their event, and that's fine.
Right.
They held on hope, which I don't blame anybody for blaming for holding on hope. But it's just, it wasn't going to stop people from playing 40K. It wasn't. People would still have tournaments, whether you had the ITC points or not. I honestly don't think that any more or less events would have been played if they had or had not canceled the season.
Right. Yeah, I'm the same thing. The way people are in general, they're going to do what they want to do no matter what. We've already seen that in general. So you can't really stop them without force, without welding their doors shut or something.
KR Quinn, the Rio is actually really nice. The Rio is like an all-suite place. They have one of the biggest convention halls in Vegas. The World Series of Poker was held there for a long time. When poker blew up, they moved it to the Rio because it was the only one that really had like the space for it when it started to have all the thousands and thousands of players. So I think the Rio is going to be great. The Rio has a lot of stuff on site. So if you don't want to have to hop in the cab for like the 2 minutes it takes to get to the strip, you don't have to. But it's close enough to the strip that it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah. And for those that are wondering, that KR Kuhn was asking because next year's LVO will be at the Rio.
Yeah, like the Duran Duran song.
Moving on.
Nope, nobody. Come on, that's
nobody.
Come on.
I'm actually
Come
smiling.
on.
I'm smiling that time.
Her name is Rio, and she done. Okay, I'm done.
No, I do like that song. I don't like Duran Duran.
It just makes me think of that South Park episode where Jesus and Santa are doing karaoke and Jesus is like clearly winning, and then Santa comes in and he's like, her name is Rio.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then Peter is saying that they're going to do one more to try to get the kinks out, and but just do one a year next year if people are interested in that in the tournament. So the season's over. I'm not going to worry about it at this point. We'll just look forward to this next coming season. We're seeing a lot more events take place in a lot of areas. Locally, we're still locked down, but things seem to be getting better.
I'm also not going to get into the politics of like, should the ITC allow or disallow all of this season too, because some places can and cannot have events like.
But you're going to mention that you're not going to get into it
because it came up today. It came up today in Comp 40K, right? On Facebook.
Did it?
Oh yes,
and then
because
and then it got like locked down and battened down because like seriously.
Yeah.
Everybody has their version of COVID fatigue at this point, and everybody has their version of wanting to feel superior than everybody else about everything. And as somebody who's like, yes, things should have been stopped. Yes, the season shouldn't have happened. Also, you're never going to be able to treat the entire world the same way. So saying that there shouldn't be an ITC season simply because some states or some countries can or cannot do certain things,
not to mention 40K players have shown time and time again they will travel to events.
Right.
And
then there's the thing of, well, what if I'm not allowed to travel to a place that's allowed to have it?
To me, that's more of a you problem. That's not
I don't think that's problem. That's not so enforced to the point where the state,
unless
you live in New York,
remind people that this is a game of plastic toy soldiers. And maybe...
So, therefore, it's the most important thing in our lives.
Maybe don't take this so seriously that you think everybody should be banned from doing it because you're banned from doing it.
Well, that mentality is just terrible to begin with.
I know, I'm a terrible person.
I'm of the mind that people are adults, and if they want to take that risk, they take that risk. It's,
No, it's the same. It's the same argument that people make when they're like, "Oh, I paid off my student loans. Nobody else should get their student loans paid off for free." It's like, are you fucking idiot? Like, no, just because you had to work hard for something doesn't mean that someone else can't also just get it for by that principle. Every one of our children should automatically start in the Stone Age.
Yes.
By that same fucking logic, it's like, oh,
every generation should have to reinvent everything. Yes.
Exactly. And not to mention which, it's like, oh, every generation should always perpetually inherit the issues of every previous generation. Yeah. Well, you've got schism, and you've got the 30 Years War and the 7 Years War, and you've got the World War I and World War II, and you got to relive all of it.
Can I nail the 95 Theses to the door?
You're goddamn right you can, because your kids got to learn how to deal with the defenestration of Prague.
And the other thing is eventually people are going to have to come to the realization that there will never be going back to what was.
Yeah.
Normal will not be going back to what we viewed as normal. There's going to have to be a new normal. And the faster everybody
and you don't have to like it.
Comes to the realization that there is going to be a new normal and not a going back to the old normal, then we can move on to figure out what the new normal is going to be.
And you can reject the term new normal because not because you want to go back to the old, but because you want to help make whatever the new is better. Right?
Sure.
Like,
But I think that the point is you have to start with the idea that we are never going to go back to 2019. That is not
Christ, I don't want to go back to that either.
So, but in terms of our ability to do stuff, right? So we have to figure out as a 40K community or whatever, what is going to be the new acceptable normal for us and our events, and how do we move on with that? Period. And it's not going to be able to be everybody can go to every event, probably. I'm sorry.
No.
Well, that comes down to personal comfort.
No, it's going to come down to what are the restrictions in your area and what does your little app passport tell people what you can do.
Well, and not to mention which, that's why like there are things that are like that were starting to become things like the War Master or the the Grand Marshal that like can play into that. Lord Marshal, sorry.
Yeah.
There's a marshal in there. That's all I cared about. But there's
Thurgood Marshall.
Third,
Okay.
it's a good one.
that's solid.
We're
Okay.
gonna go Marbury versus Madison. Joe Marshall.
I just heard muttering. No, but like the whole point being that like there's ways to satisfy your ITC fulfillment or desires and also stay competitive. Because for me, like I know I'm never gonna breach ITC top 100 like fucking ever, and I'm fine with that. I know I'm fine with that because I'm gonna play every game I ever do play as best I can with as best as I can do for everything. So sure, I'm not gonna be that amazing pro player, but I can still feel competitive in certain more local leagues, like those things where I actually have a better shot, and that would encourage those kind of things to grow, and they should grow. There should be much more regionalized local things because they do take into consideration what your particular circumstance is, because that's everyone's particular circumstance.
And
whether
if
it's
and if
Go
you
ahead.
don't want to go to an event that doesn't mandate people wear masks, then you don't go. But that doesn't mean that if their local area is not mandating that people wear masks at the event, that it shouldn't happen or it shouldn't count. Because that's not up to you to decide. Do I think there should be any events that don't mandate people wear masks at this point? No, I don't. But also, I can't tell other people in other areas where that's not what the government is telling them to do, that they have to do that. But I don't have to choose to go to it either.
Yeah. It's this kind of incredible thing where you realize as an adult, I can make choices or I can I could choose not to choose certain things. And if other people do different things than I'm doing, it's okay as long as it's not genocide.
It's okay as long as it's not affecting me because I didn't choose it. You choose whether or not to participate in certain things.
Yeah.
And just because a certain area isn't following what your area says doesn't mean that you can force them not to do it. That's just the reality. I mean, you can hate the reality. I hated reality for a long time for the last couple of years, but I didn't get to just say that reality didn't exist.
Yeah. Now, for our next episode, you're going to want to read John Locke chapters 7 through 10 about civil obedience. We're going to have some discussion about David Walter Thoreau's Walton Pond. For anybody else,
transcendentalist nonsense in here. Just read
you
Rousseau.
are a philosopher. Fuck you! I caught you.
Just read Rousseau.
Yes, Rousseau. Oh God, not Rousseau. Fuck Rousseau.
Oh, okay.
Read
well, I guess I won't be on that episode.
Death letter.
Yeah, Robespierre's bitch, like cop out. I'm out. Robespierre's I don't know how to commit a suicide letter.
See, Kiara Quinn, but would they, if their local government's telling them they can do that, and their local health department, and I don't disagree with you. I think that people should wear masks and socially distance because that's what you're supposed to do. But does that mean that if their local area says that they can hold an event, then I don't know. Like, what am I? It's not my thing. That's not my place. Would I go to it? No. I'm not going to go to an event that doesn't require you to wear masks and stuff, but
yeah,
I mean, I also can't dictate what everybody does everywhere because I don't know.
Hey,
it's not your job.
Is their state saying they can do it or not? If their state says they can do it, then their state says they can do it.
Local government did more to take care of people than federal government did. So you know what? Like,
okay,
for sure.
I'm just saying.
Stop.
I'm just saying.
Stop.
The fact, the other white guy is agreeing with me.
Stop.
The other guy,
Tom.
Okay.
We're not going down that road.
I gotta look at the size of your stimulus checks to know which group had your back and which group did not.
All right, moving on. I have to cut that part out.
No, you're not.
No, it was fine. It was just
the part where I'm yelling at Tom to stop and he won't shut up.
No, that's good. You should leave it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the year of Tom. Apparently, it's everyone shit on Tom. Oh, fuck Tom.
Oh, Jesus.
It'd be harder if you were more.
I didn't know your birthday party was going to be a pity party.
You're the one that turned it into that.
He has two kids. At what point is his party not going to be a pity one?
This man.
You only have
Give him
one
a
kid,
chapter.
Adam. You don't get it.
Give him a chapter.
Nobody told him to have the second kid.
I said that to myself when I had him. I was
okay, Quinn, none of us are on the Q road. Trust me, you should listen to more of our episodes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck.
We love to make fun of those people. Conspiracy theorists are one of my favorite targets.
That can be a whole episode.
Right off.
So, yeah.
That Adam will definitely cut out of the episode when it goes to podcast.
Yeah. Jesus.
Moving on.
Open sports.
Let's see where we at.
I don't know.
All right, I think that's it for topics. Can't really think of anything else. Where are we at? We're only at an hour and a half, but that's our normal time. First off, we want to thank our sponsors, Hammerhead Games, hammerheadgames.net, or just look up Hammerhead Games on Facebook. Look up the Shark Tank on Facebook, and that's his consignment table. He always has good deals on there, so have a look. The other sponsor is Gameology Games. Just go to gameologygames.com. And they're having a special promotion this week. So if you go to their website, again, gameologygames.com, you sign up for the website and you opt to have the online marketing sent to you, which is basically the newsletter. They'll send you a discount code. They'll give you a discount for an extra discount on non-GW hobby supplies. So again, go to the website, gameologygames.com. Sign up for the online marketing, allow them to send you a newsletter. You'll get a special code, and that code will give you, in addition to the discount they already give you, will give you an additional discount on non-GW hobby supplies, and that's going to last for the next 2 weeks. So make sure you sign up.
It's a pretty good deal for all you got to do is sign up for a newsletter.
Not to mention which, I mean, I've got Gmail on my app. I can't tell you how many fucking times a day I just delete Amazon notification emails of shit my wife buys or any number of things. We're so used to just deleting shit, right? That you get on your app. Why not actually get shit you actually care about?
Folder anyways, or your promotions folder, or your tab, which nobody pays attention to.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
delete it. We're not telling you to delete it.
No, don't delete it. That's what I'm saying. Is finally you're gonna get something you look at that you're like, oh, I'm actually interested in reading this constant thing I get every day. Do I want this paint today? No. Do I want it tomorrow? Probably. You never know. That's the whole point.
Plus, the entire point is to get you going to the store and buy stuff. Which
By the way,
the discount is for the continuous United States, and it doesn't, and for all the states. It doesn't matter. The shipping. They'll ship to you whatever you buy. So even if you're not local to the area, you can still get something and get the discount from them.
But you should be local to the area so you can play with us.
Yeah.
You can beat Tom, and I can knock over
easily.
I can knock over your models with a measuring tape from a table away.
Add the Tom's pity party.
KR Quinn, I will socially distance myself with my measuring tape while knocking your models over on the next table. Tom can attest.
And this is true. And then we'll all go over and get a pint at the Winchester until this all blows over.
Correct. Although I think it's called Rocco's, right?
And Sean, I'm pretty sure it's called the Winchester.
No, the one that's right down the street from the actual.
No, isn't it White Horse?
No, White Horse is up. That's where we went for Tom's birthday last year.
Yes.
Jesus, can you believe a year
That's
ago?
A week from today. That's a fucking week from today.
We were actually all together in a bar.
Yes.
Having food and stuff in Old Town Pasadena.
And a week from today, Adam's gonna be just not with the rest of us. We're all with him.
Today, I'm gonna be still stuck at home with my kids for 2 weeks because somebody in one of my kids' classes had COVID.
And I had my birthday, and this year my wife decided it was not my birthday, which is fine. It's her prerogative. It's her prerogative.
I mean,
I'm the asshole. I'm the asshole.
Forever, bro.
I'm the asshole who didn't go out the gate swinging. I do what I want on my birthday, so therefore it's hers.
KR Quinn, that is not the furthest anybody has driven to come to one of our tournaments. Thomas Hicks from Okie drove from Utah one time to come to one of our tournaments in Pasadena, California.
And I think we got someone from Hawaii.
We've also had people from Utah.
I said drive, Adam. So unless you have a Jesus car, they did not drive from Hawaii.
You know what? I don't know what goes on in Hawaii.
Okay, so have you ever heard of this theory about the lizard people and their underground bridges? It's a fucking thing.
Garrett Quinn's going to stop listening to us because you keep spouting weird QAnon stuff. And he's not going to know we're joking. We're going to lose one of our 5 people who listen to this show.
That was my flat earth takes. Not quite because I mean it's easy to build underground bridges when the earth is flat. Mm-hmm. Illuminati.
Yes. Utah's closer than Colorado. Oh my gosh, you're right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he is right. Yeah. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I think.
No, he's right. He's absolutely right. The map in my mind is telling me he's correct. I'm a social studies teacher, so that's a little embarrassing. I got that wrong.
Dude, Arizona, poke on Pete, man. It's a 6-hour drive where we are.
We have guys come from Arizona.
We have teammates who are in Arizona who come.
Yeah, yes. We do. Absolutely.
If you are planning to,
are the best tournaments. Just saying.
We are still planning. We are still planning to have the Battle for LA. I think right now it's scheduled for May.
Sure, guy.
And we'll see.
Fuck off, John. Don't you put that evil on us.
We'll see how it looks.
Tom, what do you want from me?
I want you to be happy yet salty. I want both. I want salty.
He's happy when he's salty.
There's no happiness right now in the world,
but not at the expense of my hope. God damn it.
And then I think we are. Then Hammer Wrath. I think we have scheduled for us like September. I think
that one might happen.
The May one could happen.
Narrator, in fact, it did not occur.
The May one could happen depending on restrictions. So
you probably need bigger venues than what you're thinking of if you want to hit GT status simply for social distancing purposes.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
The place we're having.
Bring it back. Soul Circle. Jaws.
I enjoyed that one. That was good.
We're having it at right now. The store is big enough in normal, semi-normal times to have it there, but Gameology, they're willing to look elsewhere with us, but we'll have to see what it all depends what the restrictions are. So
yes,
maybe
like
May.
We were saying earlier,
most likely
September.
September.
What your local whatever says.
Yeah.
Point, if you came, we'd totally hang out with you. We're actually nice people in real life.
Online, well, two of us are
total assholes.
Yeah, you're right. Adam is self-admittedly a jackass. So
Adam in real life is not nice. Don't hang out with Adam.
The fact that you responded without question, props to you, sir. Props.
Consistency is the key.
Yes.
I think that's it.
That's a lot of flights canceled.
Do we have any listener or Facebook questions at all?
For those that won the haiku contest, those will go out this weekend. Those prizes, I got the prizes, all the prizes.
Woo!
All the prizes.
You mean we're not going to do a pro tabletop and not give people prizes for their Halo tournaments?
Well, considering nobody gave us any money, I guess.
John, you just don't understand the vision.
I don't understand the vision.
You just don't understand the vision.
I don't understand the vision. I don't understand the ripping
Let me walk you through my investor portfolio that I consider a meme dump.
No questions from Facebook. I don't believe there's any questions in the chat. John, any book recommendations? You mentioned one, but
that's cool. I'm glad that we met at LVO. And I'm glad that it had nothing to do with rules questions because we're definitely dicks when it comes to rules questions.
Yeah,
well, that weekend in particular.
You heard that today with Tom and the stupid Black Knights being OPSEC, which clearly they're not.
God damn it! Fuck shit!
Well, you know what's funny is that's a perfect example of how that goes.
It is. It is.
Except the weird thing is that I'm right and
You're
John's
not.
the judge somehow.
You are not right. It
Okay,
is wrong.
another part of that example,
Can't
Tom.
wait. Can't wait for the FAQ.
Another part of that. Another part of that example, Tom, is that John, as the judge, is right no matter what you think because you asked the judge the question.
The funny thing is that if John were to actually come to me in a game and tell me this is the rule, I would be polite as fuck and be like, you know what? Yeah, okay, you're the judge. You told me this is the rule. It sucks for me, but okay. You know why? Because I have etiquette and I am a decent human being.
You would, but 2 beers and 3 whiskey shots later at the bar across the street.
2 beers and whiskey shots later at this, wouldn't change a goddamn thing. When we're in the podcast, I am more on guard than I am in a fucking tournament because I'm like, any fucking moment, Adam's gonna destroy me and destroy the credibility I've barely gained over the last couple of years.
I will give you 48 hours to look through the Space Marine Codex and the Dark Angels Codex and prove me wrong.
No, I looked through after we talked about it. The key, the only thing I have going for me is an FAQ update where somebody asked the question, "What about Dark Knights?" because it's not specific enough. Unless not enough people ask that, in which case it's up to your local tourney judge.
It's not up to your local tourney judge. There's literally a biker squad keyword that Black Knights don't have.
It's not open to interpretation.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Sorry, you got to play by the rules. So everyone, whether you're here on right now or you're listening later on, maybe should wish Tom a happy birthday.
Thanks, everyone.
John, anything you'd wish for Tom for his birthday?
Black Knights.
I've got 10, 12. I've got 12. And you know what? Well, I don't care if they're OBSEC. I'd fucking still take them.
The show made me want to buy Terminators.
Well, their price dropped in 9th, and they didn't get re-raised either. They're fucking amazing for the cost.
I do kind of want to buy Deathwing because you just spray them bone, and then paint and ink. Like it's super easy.
Dude, it is so easy. They were one of the first models where I followed the box instructions, and I was like, oh my god, they look so good.
Tom, you weren't around. You don't remember my 5th Ed Greynard army? It was bone. It was a bone colored Greynard army.
No, so I know. I remember that one because you had your silver drop pods.
No, Grey Knights.
No,
that's what I'm talking about. You did Silver Marines.
Okay, the silver was the Silver Marines.
I did. Adam, you remember that army, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just spray painted it all army painter bone, and then painted all the colors, and then just washed it with sepia.
Yeah,
done. It actually looked pretty. I sold that army for a lot. It actually looked nice enough that I was able to sell it on eBay for a lot of money.
So no birthday wishes for Tom, John?
I think you said something though.
Drink more.
Oh yeah, for Black Knight.
Actually, okay. My only. Okay, I'll
say it all. Did you try Rough Rider yet?
Rough Rider?
Rough Rider is the whiskey.
No, I haven't. I have not.
You went to Total Wine today and you did not buy the one whiskey I told you should buy.
Dude, you know what? No. Because that require me remembering.
I might have to buy you a bottle for your birthday. And I'll bring it over with the Girl Scout cookies you bought from Eve.
Well, which is great because I have here Adam's Christmas gift to you.
Nice. Hey, you didn't pick delivery for the
Here's
Girl Scout
a hint.
Cookies, right?
It's the SARS virus.
I have to deliver you Eve's Girl Scout cookies, right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to pay $10 for shipping when you live a block away.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So when I bring you the Girl Scout cookies, I'm going to bring you some Roosevelt whiskey for your birthday. Some Rough
Thank you, man.
Look at
that. Thank you.
My wish for Tom is that his voice finally deepens.
It was always this deep, motherfucker.
You don't have my dulcet
chocolate rain over there.
Chocolate rain.
I think that's
God,
it. No
that's
questions.
A deep cut reference. Jesus.
Yeah.
I think he's like in his 30s now. I think that's it. Any last words, John?
No. Don't think your Black Knights are OBSEC.
At least not when John's around.
When anybody's around, it's literally the rules.
Tom,
it's literally the damn rules.
This is gonna sound a little crazy coming from me, but I think contextually it makes sense. My last thoughts are: don't fucking beat a dead Raven Wing horse.
Oh no! I'm going to talk about this next episode in 2 weeks for sure.
Coincidentally, I'm not going to be on that episode, so don't give a flying fuck.
We'll
Why
see.
are you not going to be on the episode in 2 weeks? What do you got doing in 2? How do you know what you're doing in 2 weeks is coronavirus?
I don't know.
Nobody knows what's happening tomorrow. How do you know what's going on 2 weeks from now? Nobody knows what's going on 48 hours from now.
It's called I could be making a personal choice to just not be on the episode.
All right, so the episode's already better.
Fair enough.
Next episode, anyway.
Oh,
I will
wow.
thank you, everybody.
Savage.
Cheers
Good
for your
night.
birthday. Thank
Good night, and have a pleasant
Cheers.
tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, am I supposed to turn this thing off now?
Sure.